Welcome to our page, Legal Literacy. On this page, we talk about cases that were dealt with in court, cases that are still coming to court, cases that have been finalized. Some of them, they have not been finalized. So, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Legal Literacy at CRISO. If you would like this very content and you are on Facebook, we are also on Facebook, and our platform is The Workers. So for you not to miss on any of our content, please follow on Facebook. So for us to move together, follow, subscribe, and share. So today's case, it's a case that results under Schedule 6 of the Criminal Procedure Act. It's a case that talks of a life of flamboyance. And when we talk of flamboyance, we are talking of someone who was existing in perpetual exuberance. Yes, this is a man who lived the life. And when we talk of flamboyance, we are talking of a life of audacity, a life of opulence, a life of relentless self-expression. And this man that we are talking about today, it's a man that had lived that life, because everyone who was looking at him, they were asking themselves, what does he do for a living? Why is he so rich? So what happened is Mr. Mbatha, he had grown up in Atteridgeville, and he was from a poor background, humble beginnings, but all of a sudden he had just appeared in the face of the community as a rich person and a flamboyant person. So everyone was asking themselves, where did he get so many riches, and how did he become rich all of a sudden? Because he was having a house, a mansion in Irene, which was worth 2.5. And he was having another house at Hartbees, which was 2.5 million as well. Not only that, but he was a director of a company called Ramsquare. And not only that, he was also a director of Mbatha Travel. So he was big in business. He was going big. So everyone was eager to know, what does he do for a living? They wanted to know. Everyone was asking themselves. And he was driving Porsche cars. Not only cars, driving Porsche cars. And now he was being arraigned in front of an experienced judge, a judge who knew what he was doing, Judge Lapskatny. So Judge Lapskatny, when he looked at Mbatha and when he looked at the evidence in totality, he sentenced Mbatha to 123 years imprisonment. And Mbatha, when he looked at the judge, they locked their eyes and Mbatha just laughed. And everyone was shocked that who gets to laugh when they are being sentenced to 123 years imprisonment? So why was Mbatha sentenced to 123 years imprisonment? So this is what Mbatha would do. Mbatha was impersonating as a police officer. So the charges that he was facing in court were 4 counts of robbery, 4 counts of kidnapping, 4 counts of impersonating a police officer, 4 counts of having a police uniform, 4 counts of having unlicensed firearms. So all these counts, they were waiting for Mbatha, and they were staring him in the face. So what he would do for him to find himself in court, he would go to his victims and impersonate as a police officer. He had the police reflectors. He had uniforms that he had sewn for the police. So not only that, he was known as the ringleader of the blue light, because he had bought so many cars that he had branded, and they were branded as police vehicles. So what he would do, he would go to his victims and get into their houses, rob them as if police were conducting a search. And sometimes some of his victims, he would then cover them with plastics and suffocate them to make them talk or to make them reveal where they were hiding valuables. So he had done this for quite a long time, and he'd be having firearms in his possession and in the possession of his gang. So when he was arrested, they searched him and found all these things. And some of his victims were in court to explain what had happened to them. So they made it clear that Mbatha would scare them. Some of them actually revealed that Mbatha would mount roadblocks and pretend as if there was an operation, or police were having an operation where they would search people, and he would do just like that. So he had become so rich, and everyone would be scared of Mbatha, that Mbatha is a serious police officer. But on the day when he was caught, people realized that he was not a police officer, he was just impersonating police officers. And Judge Lapskatny said the reason why he was sentencing him to a length period of imprisonment was he was so cruel. He had made the community not to believe and to trust the police. So he had actually said his conduct was callous in nature. It was so scary because now people were going to be scared of police officers. Not only that, he was also in possession of police identification cards. And everyone was asking, where did Mbatha do all these things? And when he was sentenced, he knew exactly that. So when he was sentenced and as he was headed to prison, as he was being escorted to prison, what happened is one of his friends wanted to bid him farewell, and then the investigating officer was there, and someone said, yes,